welcome to my channel, Wild Fox Stitchery. My name is Steph, and I am also known as Wild Fox Stitchery on Instagram. Today I have an extra video for you. I have my mid-year WIP parade, so that'll be fun. I've seen a few other people filming theirs, and I thought I would join in on the fun. I have a total of 54 WIPs, and that's including 2 finishes that I have this year. So I'll go ahead and show those to you. I'm going to start with the oldest and then go on down through to the newest, most recent WIP. And since I might see a few new faces around here, I'll just begin with a little mini introduction. Like I said, my name is Steph. I am 41 years old and I live in North Dakota. I'm married and I have 3 middle school boys, a set of twins, and then my oldest son is 1 year older than them. And then what else? We have 3 dogs, we have 2 chinchillas, and I work full-time from home. I work in medical billing. So this is what you see here. This is my office. This is where I work every day for 8 hours. And yeah, so a little bit about my stitching. I've basically been cross-stitching my whole life. My mom taught me when I was young, and off and on I would pick up kits and do those over the years. I got really into cross-stitching around 2017 through about 2020, and then I kind of dropped off and stopped doing it regularly for a few years, and finally got back into it November of 2024, and I have been doing it steadily ever since then. I started my Flosstube channel at the very end of last year, so the very end of the year. So let's take a look at some of these WIPs. I haven't touched all of them, of course. I don't know that I will touch them all this year, but I'm still gonna show you all of them. I did a WIP parade on my first video. I don't know that I got all of them in there, so we'll kind of start over here. And I will try to show you a picture of where it was in that video if I showed it in that video. That would have been the very end of 2024 that I filmed it. So let's get started. Okay, my first WIP is my oldest WIP, started on August 25th, 2017. It is Christmas Mice. I don't know what it's called exactly, but it's by Doreen Jones. This is how far I am on it. This is one I probably won't work on anytime soon, but it does look like I got pretty far before when I was working on it. It looks like it's on an 18 count oatmeal Aida. So that apparently is my oldest WIP right now, at least from what I've written down. Okay, next one is one that you have seen if you've been around, and that is my Coffee Quaker. I'll show you what it looks like here. This is by Heartstring Samplery. This is what it's gonna look like. Well, actually it's not gonna look like this because mine is monochromatic. So I have that here. It's in a hoop as I'm currently working on it. Maybe I'll take it out of the hoop just so I can show you better. Okay, so this is, I feel like the hoop is squishing it too much here, but anyways, here is my piece so far, and you would have just seen this in my last regular Flosstube if you watched that. I haven't done anything since then. But this is with DMC 3808. Okay. And that one I started September 17th of 2017. So it's been around a while. Next one started October 1st, 2017. It's Bands of Variation. It was a stitch along by Lakeside Needlecraft. I only have the first band done. Here it is. I have all the threads though, because it came in a kit. So each band is a different DMC variable thread. So as you can see, this is going to be fairly long. So I only have this red one done. I really like how it's looking though. So it'd be fun to finish this one someday. A lot of these older stitch alongs from years ago, I had trouble finding all the patterns in my emails. I wasn't very good about saving them, but that one I think I have all of the patterns. Okay, next one started October 3rd, 2017. It is Headless Horseman by Glendon Place. Oh wait, actually it's called Sleepy Hollow, not Headless Horseman. But it is a Headless Horseman. That is what it's gonna look like. And I'm hoping I can work on this in October this year. Because I didn't get very far. Oh, this is how far I have gotten to. Just part of the horse here. Oh, I guess there is a little bit of Kreinik already added in there. So I believe I have everything I need for this. And I think I'm using the called for fabric, although it's not linen, it's an 18 count Aida. Not really sure. This might be haunted by Picture This Plus. Okay, next one is one I have worked on this year. I had pulled it out 1 week for a strand a day project, and this is started on my birthday in 2017, 11/23/2017. It is a Donna Stitch Beauty and the Beast. Super cute. I love her patterns. This is the only one I have right now, but it'd be fun to do more someday if I ever finish this one. So this is how far I am on it. Now when I pulled it out for that week, I added most of this pink here on the flower. So as you can see, there's still a lot to go. I think I have this one in a PDF form here where I can tell how much I'm done. I am at only almost 12% done. This is only 12%. This one's kind of fun to work on if you don't feel like switching colors a lot. Okay, next is a full coverage. It's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Jan Patrick Krasny, and it's Tigers Coming to Life. I started this January 1st, 2018, so it was my new year, new start that year. It's on 18 count Aida, so it's a very big piece of fabric. This is what it looks like. 625 by 446 inch or stitches with 89 colors. This one I don't have on PDF. I only have the paper pattern. I'll show you how far I am on it. I don't know what percentage I'm at, but this is what I've gotten to back in 2018 when I was working on it. Now this isn't gridded, and this is just a really big piece of fabric here. I thought about restarting this, but this is quite a bit of progress already, and I don't really want to restart all that again. And I was working on another project that on an 18 count Aida, and I know it takes longer than doing the smaller stitches with a half cross, but I kind of like how it looks, and it's a lot easier to see where your stitches are too when you're doing the full cross on this bigger size. So I think I'm going to keep working on this one as it is now, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna buy a PDF because it's so much easier than using the paper pattern for this. Now if I can fold this giant sheet of fabric up, we move on to the next one. Okay, next one was started January 4th, 2018. It is a long dog sampler called Castles in the Air. This is what it looks like right now. I really like the colors I have on this one. It's DMC thread. There's 4 different colors, if you can tell here. The only thing I don't like about it is, I think this is a 22 count Aida, and I was doing 2 over 1, and it's just, I just don't like how thick it is. I should have done 1 over 1 on this count of fabric. So I think my plan is to restart this one eventually. And I actually have the fabric ready. It's gonna be completely different, although I really like those colors, but I can use those for something else. I'm gonna use this blue fabric and this color of floss when I do eventually restart it. This is also a paper pattern. I don't think I have the cover sheet here though. Let's see if I do. Nope. So that's the plan for that one, to restart it eventually. And I'm really excited about that new color combination too, because it's gonna look really cool. Okay, next one, Into the Jungle Stitch Along by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, started January 17th, 2018. This is what it looks like so far. It looks like I did 5 months worth, maybe. There's 5 squares done. So I have a ways to go on that one still. And I know I got the kit from this one, and it looks like it's even weave. I don't know the color that they sent with this. I don't remember. But this is one I do have the pattern for all, the whole thing, I believe. So I can finish it eventually. Right before I started filming this, I was rollerblading with my oldest son to try out some new rollerblades I got. And I'm not new to rollerblading or anything, but it's been a while. and I fell. It hurt my elbow. So that's why I was looking at my elbow. It is all scraped up. Anyways, let's move on to another full coverage. This one was started on January 20th of 2018. And it's a mini. It's Mini Beloved, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And artwork is by Adele Sessler. This is what it looks like. So it's 248 by 325 stitches and just 23 colors. It's black and white. This is also an 18 count Aida. This is how far I am on it. And I did put this into Markup RXP, so I can tell you the percentage. This is only 3.42% done. So I am going to work on this soon. I'll probably grid this fabric with pencil too, because I like doing that better than not having it gridded. Okay, next is another full coverage. This one you've seen quite a bit this year if you've been watching my channel. It's Quick Stitch Queen of Hearts, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Hannah Lynn. I started this on March 19th, 2018. This one is on 25 count even weave, and it's with tent stitch. And I have all the 310 done. I'm starting on the colors. This is what it's gonna look like. This quick stitch is 225 by 315 stitches, and it's 89 colors. I'll show you here where I'm at. It's looking really cute. I just love how it looks with the black outlines. It is kind of difficult filling in the colors though. So right now I'm filling in the red, because I think red was the next highest number of stitches. You can see I started in her hair a little bit, filling in red, working on her eyes, and red down there. I'm at 39.94%, so basically 40% done. Next is it's called Watercolor Tutorial by Cute Patterns by Maria. I started it on May 2nd, 2018, and I am this far. I don't have any percentages for this one. But it is looking really cute. Be fun to finish that one eventually. Next, we have an ink circles project, started May 12th, 2018, and it's Cirque de Coeur, or however you say that. I have worked on this one this year. This is what it looks like in the end. This is the one I took on my cruise with me when I was traveling earlier this year. So this is how far I've gotten. So this is turning out really nice. It's a 32 count exotic orchid Lungana at DMC 3866. Still a long ways to go. This is also a paper pattern, so I don't know percentages again. Next, we have Death by Cross Stitch by Long Dog Samplers. This is a restart. I had previously started it, and then I don't know how far I got, but I got pretty far. I didn't like the colors, didn't like the Aida that I was doing it on, so I restarted it on May 16th, 2018. It's a paper pattern, but I did buy it as also a PDF, so it was easier to work on. But if you can see this, this is what it's gonna look like if you haven't seen it before. And this is what mine looks like. I have worked on this a little bit this year. Hopefully I will be able to work on it more soon. So this is where I'm at. I'll go a little closer here so you can see the colors. So this section is where I was working this year. This is hard to hold up and show you. Maybe this will be better. This is basically what I've done this year. Next, I have a Prairie Schooler pattern. Started July 1st, 2018. It's called Where There Are Bees. I'm doing the big sampler here. So that's what that's gonna look like, and this is how far I am. Here we go. And I don't have any information on what fabric I'm using. I think it's a 32 count even weave. I'm not sure on the color. But yeah, I hope to work on that some this year too. Then I have one of my finishes that I finished up this year. It's another Long Dog sampler. It's Sacred Core. I started it on August 30th, 2018, and after a long break, I finished it on April 11th, 2025, and I have it framed, so I'll show you here what it looks like. If you can see it without the glare there. Here we go. So I was very happy to finish that. This is with 2 colors of DMC thread. It's 310 and I believe 309 possibly, 930 maybe. It's one of the two. And it was on, I believe, 18 count Aida. That was my first finish this year. Next, we have another Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery pattern. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but I'm going to call it Let's Go on an Adventure. It's an older one of theirs. This is how far I am. This is a restart too. I don't remember why I restarted it, but I had gotten quite a bit further on a white piece of Aida. And then I restarted on this oatmeal Aida. And it must be either a 16 or 14 count. But I haven't gotten too far on this one yet. So hopefully I can pick that up again. I think I made a mistake and that's why I stopped doing it, because I'm gonna have to fix something there. But it probably wasn't that big a deal. I could probably just fudge it if I go back to it. And that was September 21st to 2018 that I started that one. Next, I have a start on November 25th, 2018, and it's Do Bears by Long Dog Samplers. This is what it looks like so far. This is the same fabric that that bee sampler was on, I think. No, maybe not. I didn't write any of this stuff down, so sorry about that. Although I do know this is DMC thread, and I hope I wrote that down so that I know what it is when I work on it again. What's next? Next we have a Courtney collection pattern called Pelican. Started January 24th, 2019. We're moving into 2019. Here's what it's gonna look like. I've worked on this one this year. It was called for WIP Go. Let's see, this is on even weave. It looks like 32 count to me. And it is 2/1 10th stitch is how I'm stitching it. I'm trying to figure out how this goes. I believe it goes like this, though I'm not very far. This is a very hard pattern to stitch. When I have a paper pattern, especially. And that's with DMC 939. Next, I have a stitch along by Long Dog Samplers. I don't know how you say it, Sansuki. I'm not sure, but this is how far I am. Now I'm not sure how many more parts there are. It looks like I got quite a ways. So I'll go closer here so you can see the colors. I hope I wrote these colors down. I know the gray is $37.99 because that's my favorite color to use. And it looks like these are $38.08, possibly. The animals. And then there's at least 2 other colors. This purple color and a lighter blue. Yeah. So it's gotten pretty far, actually. Should probably work on that soon. I believe I found all the patterns for that one. I hope. I was doing it when it was a stitch along, so they were being emailed out. What's next? Ooh, a Christmas pattern. It's a Stony Creek. Christmas Sentiments is what it's called. This is what it looks like. I have all the things I need for this one here in this kit. And I have started this. It's on 28 count lamb's wool linen. And I believe it goes like this. This is how far I am. This linen is very stiff. I think it made it kind of hard to work on. One of my very few Christmas patterns. I think I only have that one and that mouse, that Christmas mouse, as far as I remember. That's Christmas themed right now. But that will change next month when I do Christmas in July stitching and start some new ones. What do I have next? I have Twisted Band Sampler by Northern Expressions Needlework. I started this May 8th, 2019. And I was using different colors than what it called for. This is the one with the specialty stitches, so this is how far I am. Now the problem is will I remember what colors I planned on using? I probably not. I can probably match this purple and see and finish up this row, and then I'll have to figure out new colors that go with this, because I do not remember what I was doing here. But it looks pretty so far. And the specialty stitches are looking good. Next we have another ink circles called Forests of Sumatra. Started May 28th, 2019. And I have worked on this year as well, just recently actually. So you might remember it. This is with 3 different shades of DMC. This is what it's gonna look like. And this, oops, just threaded this one. This is what it looks like now. Now this is Picture This plus 18 count Ada. I believe it's shale. And I am doing 1/1 on this, so I really like how that looks on this Picture This plus, since the holes are a little tighter on these. Next we have a Long Dog Samplers again. It was started on June 1st, 2019, and it is Templar Prophecy. Now this is how far I have gotten on it. Looks like I have a lot of fill-in to do here with this dragon. But I'm using just 310 on this one. And it looks like some red or maroon colors here for the birds and the bugs. So I will probably have to figure out what color that was, or pick it out and use something else. We'll see. So I didn't keep track of that. And this is even weave. It looks like 32 count again. Yeah, 2/2 and 32 count. As you can probably tell, I really like Long Dog Samplers, and I have way too many of those started. What is next? I have a sampler by Quiltify Design. This I started in October 11, 2019. It's called All Souls London. And I will be working on this year for sure. It is on this green fabric, which I couldn't tell you what it is, unfortunately. And it's on 310 on this green fabric. This is where it's at so far. So I'd love to finish this up. This is an 18 count Ada again. Next I have a stitch along that I didn't finish. It is by Satsuma Street, and it's the Alice in Wonderland stitch along back in, what year was this? 2020. So March 2020 I started this. And I actually got pretty far. Here we go. I think after this I kind of quit stitching for a while. But I don't have too much to finish up on this one. And luckily I found the pattern today. I thought I had lost the last couple of them, but I found it, so I can finish it eventually. So that's good. Next I have Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. I got this when it was a free pattern. She was giving it away. That was July 13th, 2020 is when I started it. I'm not sure when she was giving it away, but it's on 25 count Lugana with 3 different colors of DMC. I haven't worked on that this year, but I am planning on doing that. Here's what it's gonna look like. This is another big one. 365 by 429 stitches. So it looks like I'm doing one, let me see here. Yeah, 1/1 on this 25 count Lugana. So this is what it's looking like so far. As you can see, I have made my own changes on the pattern. I have made changes here, and I don't know where else I made changes, but I am going to make changes further on as well. But these colors are looking really nice together. Next we have When the Stars Reply by Long Dog Samplers. And I started this September 10th of 2021. And this is what it looks like so far. You've seen this recently if you've been watching my videos, because I have worked on it quite a bit this year. So here's where we're at. And this is also on Picture This Plus 18 count Ada, but it's 2/1. I don't remember the name of this. Maybe it was shale too. Maybe I had 2 pieces of shale. I'm not sure. I remember seeing a tag and it said shale, and maybe it went with this piece. I'm not sure. That's what happens when you take a break for a few years. Okay, what do we got next? After that, it was another stitch along by Satsuma Street. It was a Christmas one, and it said it was Noel. And I got this far because this was in October 2021. I only got this far. And this is on the linen, and I know I got the kit for this one, but I cannot find the patterns. I only have part 1, and it's 4 parts. So I will not be able to finish that one unless I buy the pattern again, I suppose. We'll see what I do. But I have looked through emails and all my saved files, and I cannot find it anywhere. Okay, another stitch along was next. I started this in March of 2022, and it's Under the Sea by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And I've been working on this year. When I started back up in November, I pulled this out and was working on it, and wow, I forgot how much I got done on this. There is a lot done now. I have a percentage on this one. Oh, I am at 60% done. So it seems like it's more, but it's only 60%. But that is a lot more than when I pulled it out in November. And I don't know if I have it on that first WIP parade. Probably not, because I started it before. I was working on it before then. But when I pulled it out in November, I had only gotten, like, not even this whole dolphin started. So that is quite a bit of work recently. After that, we've got a kit, and it is called Romantic Mademoiselle. It's by RTO. And it's all the kit supplies and fabric and everything. I'll show you what it's gonna look like. Here, super cute little monkey. I have worked on this a lot since I started, back up again. So I started it February 1st, 2023. Just pulled it out in this last year, and I am this far with it. It's looking super cute. I love it. Can't wait to work on this one again. Lots of blends and fractional stitches in this one. I don't care for using blends, but most kits have them. I don't mind the fractional stitches. Even on Ada, it's okay. What do I have next? Another long dog sampler. I'm not sure exactly when I started this one. I started it, I'm guessing, around May of 2024. You've seen it in my last couple videos because I am this far on it, but I only did half the cross, so I have to finish up crossing all of these before I can move on. So I'm working on that every morning. So yeah, this is with DMC thread again, and it's on 18 count Ada, 2/1. And this is a paper pattern. I don't know what percentage it would be. Okay. Next we have starting with all the newer WIPs. So anything I started after I came back in November of 2024. So December 1st of 2024, I started Night of the Frost Dragon Stitch Along by Flossie Fox Shop. And that was on chalkboard Ada, 16 count. And this is how far I am on it. I don't think I'm even halfway done, but I'll get back to this one eventually. I think I did some pretty good progress on here. So keep working on that one. And then I also started another stitch along around that same time, December 8th, 2024. I started the Secret Grove Stitch Along by Needle Art Designs. You've seen that a lot lately too. Take the needle off there. I am very close to finishing this one. I am 95% done. So here it is. It's on the Lilac Ada, 16 count. Working on this section, this last part. So you get to see what I've been working on the last couple days since my last video here. Yeah, so 95%. There's still about 1,500 stitches left. So if I stick, and right now I'm doing 100 stitches a day on this one. But today I did like 225 stitches. So I'm hoping I can get a little bit more because 100 stitches a day would still be 2 weeks to finish it. I'd like to finish it up here in the next few days, hopefully. We'll see. So yeah, that is why that is out. Okay. Next, we have a design by My Big Toe Designs. It's called Quoth the Stitcher. I started that December 20th, 2024. It's on Color and Cotton Sampler Gold, a 32 count Belfast linen. Here is where I've gotten to. And I'm using DMC 3021 on this. So I had this out recently, working on it again. I got all the words done. This isn't a very big piece, so hopefully it won't take too many times taking it out to finish it up. Okay, then I started, there's going to be quite a few of these full coverage starts. I started Pirate Cat by Unconventional X Stitch, artwork by Natalie Ewert, and it was actually a restart because I had previously worked it on 18 count Aida. I restarted on 25 count even weave with 10 stitch, and I started it on December 21st, 2024. If I can get this bag open, here we go. This is what it's gonna look like. I wish when I bought this that I knew how much I don't like stitching white, because I would have picked a different cat than a white cat, but I still really like it, so I'm gonna keep working on it. This one, I am at 6.10% done. Here we are. This is where I'm at. This is 286 by 400 stitches. So I made some good progress on that since I started in December. Next we have another full coverage charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It's actually the one I'm currently working on right now. It is Queen of Wands. Artwork is by Selena Fennick. Just zip to the back closed instead of open. This is what it looks like. This is a bigger one at 525 by 763 stitches. And I restarted it because it was on 18 count Aida again previously. And now it is on 25 count even weave in 10 stitch, 2/1. Oh, and here it is. Like I said, I'm currently working on it. I just pulled it out today to start working on it. So this has been my progress since I started it in December 24th, Christmas Eve. We are at 4.4% done. So I think that's exciting. That's pretty good progress, I think. Okay. On January 1st, I started the Fox and Rabbit Mystery Quaker Garden, not Quaker Garden, Mystery Cloister Garden stitch along. I have gotten this far on it. I got January, February done. Started working on March. I really like the colors I'm using. I don't know that I will work on this anymore. I'm not sure. I really shouldn't do mystery stitch alongs until I know if I'm gonna like them or not, because I don't really care for this one all that much, so I don't know if I want to spend the time working on it anymore. We'll see. And that was on a 28 count black Lugana, and I was doing 1/1 with my DMC threads on that one. Next we have another full coverage charted by Tilton Crafts this time, artwork by Chris Moreno Aiden, and it's called The Killers. This one is for my husband. He's into this type of thing. I'm not really, but I thought this would be an interesting cross stitch anyways. This is what it looks like. Lots of 310 on this one. And I started this, when did I start this? January 17th of this year, and I have gotten this far with it. So this first page is done, and I'm just filling in all the rest of the 310 now before I finish with the colors. This is at 15% done. So this is 300 by 387 stitches. More good progress, in my opinion, on that one. And that was also on 25 count even weave 10 stitch. Okay, now another long dog samplers. My most recent started on February 14th of 2025, and it's Fishy Goings On. You've also seen this recently. I haven't made any more progress since my last update on Saturday, but it's still in the hoop because I want to keep working on it. So this one is at 32.24% done. This is on 32 count Lugana 2/2 with DMC threads. And then I have a pattern by the Proper Stitcher. It's called There Is Room at the Table. Started this on April 29th of this year. And it's on 28 count cashel linen, color and cotton, the color Bluebird. And I'm doing it with DMC 3760. So it's a blue thread on blue fabric. What's my percentage on this one? I'm at 32.28% done. So that the words are done. Now we're just working on the motifs. Working down in this one here. So that will be another quick finish if I ever just focus on it for a little bit. I'm going to see how many days I worked on that to get to 32%. 3 days. So in 3 days I was at 32% done. But isn't that always how it goes? If we focused on something, we would get it done pretty quickly. Another full coverage start by Thread Geeks this time. It's called Bringing the Moon. And I love this one. Artist is Kate Fedora. This is what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? This is 360 by 360 stitches. And I am at just 1% complete on this one. I only worked on it until I got to 1% and then I stopped. But that's what it looks like. I believe this is 28 count 2/110 stitch. So that'll be fun to bring out again soon. And that was May 10th that I started that one. I ended up going a little bit crazy. I wasn't really doing Mania or anything, but it kind of was like I was doing Mania because I started a bunch of stuff in May. Okay, so then May 12th, I started Mini Watchmen, which you just recently saw. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Lisa Parker. This is a tiny little picture here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. So it's a mini, it's 242 by 325 stitches. And this is the second time I have worked on it this year. This is where I'm at. This is on a piece of 18 count Aida because I had it already in my stash. I'm drawing the grid on there with pencil. So right now I am at done. After that, I started another full coverage. And this was also another restart because I had already started it along like 2018 probably. And it's called Mint and Roses, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Bente Schlick. I just started it on May 16th, and it's 28 count even weave 2/1. So I've worked on it a couple times so far since then. This is what it's gonna look like. It's 525 by 762. So basically the same size as my Queen of Wands. And I am working here on the background. This is 1.65% done. And 20, oh yeah, I already said 28 count even weave. Next, I have an antique Celtic sampler by Elizabeth's Needlework Designs. I started on May 19th, and it's on Color and Cotton Sampler Gold, a 28 count Jobelin with a different conversion, a DMC conversion that I made. Pull it out here. So this is what it's kind of what it's gonna look like with different colors. And I am working on the borders. So in one night, I got this much done. I really should work on this again because I want to see how those colors work together on it instead of just the border. So that was, yeah, it's 28 count, and I'm doing 2/2 on that one. Next, I have a dimensions kit called The Night to Remember. I started it a while ago, but I barely got anything, like tiny start. So I won't even count that. I'm gonna say I started it on May 21st of this year. And I'll show you what it looks like here. So here is a picture of what it's gonna look like. This is mostly for my husband too, because he loves the Titanic. And I'm using everything that came in the kit. And this is how far I got last time I worked on it. This is an 18 count navy Ada. Next, I have another full coverage start. This is by Unconventional X Stitch, and it is called Van Gogh Never Passed. It is a Lord of the Rings inspired piece of art. Looks like this. And this is 200 by 200 stitches, so it's not super big. I started this on May 23rd. As you can see, I was starting something every other day, basically. So this is where I'm at. This is 28 count even weave, and it is 2/1. I believe. Yes. I'm at 1.56% done. Next we have Rainbow Cheetah by Fruling Designs on Etsy. This is another smaller full coverage piece. It looks like this. Nice and colorful. Kind of reminds you of Lisa Frank. And it's also 200 by 200. And it's on a 25 count even weave. And I'm just doing, yeah, also 10 stitch. This one's not gridded. And it's a light blue color. This is something I found at the thrift store. So that's how far I am. Love the colors on this one. It's at 5.58% done. Okay, next we have Ice Cream Ladies by Soda Stitch. And I started this on June 1st. There's 5 ladies, but I finished the strawberry one. So you can see her here. Super cute. I know there's a mistake on the right here, but I'm not gonna worry about it. You can barely tell on the banner there. So there's 2 more that need to get done on each side. But I really like how this one is turning out, or did turn out. This is also on a 18 count. Picture this plus Ada. And then my next WIP, I also have is another finish. So I started on June 5th, finished it on June 19th. It is called Hair and Strawberries by Wanderling Stitches. Here it is, super cute. This is on that same fabric that Rainbow Cheetah was on, just a piece of that. So it's 25 count, I believe, but this one I did 2 over 2. So it's pretty big stitches. And all the colors are different than what the pattern says, because I just like these ones better. So that was a finish. Next I have a kit that I started on June 6th. Another RTO kit, and this is Red Mermaid. Looks like this. See it there. Using all the kit supplies, including this, I believe it's 14 count navy Ada that came with. This is how far I got in 3 days. See her hands there, they're looking pretty good. I feel like there's not enough room on this piece, but there should be because it came with it. I started in the middle, so it should work. Next I have Persephone's Garden by Jet X Stitch. I just started this on June 8th. It's on 32 count Silver Fox Lugana from Fiber on a Whim with the DMC conversion. This is what it looks like. I know a lot of people are stitching this right now or starting it. And this is how far I got. Looks amazing. I love it. This is 17.12% done. We're almost to the end. There's only a couple more. Okay, I have one more full coverage, and that is Darth Vader by Ann & Tara Cross Stitch on Etsy. This is what it looks like. It's an even smaller full coverage. Pretty cool. It's 150 by 210 stitches. I worked on this for 3 days and I am this far. This is 10.14%. So there's a lot of 310 on this one too. So I'm kind of alternating between the 310 and the color, so I'm not stuck doing just 310 for so long. With that Killers piece, I'm kind of getting burnt out on 310. Then we have a sampler by Cooler Designs called Gathering Honey. I started this June 14th, and it is on It is on 18 count Ada by Pictures Plus. It's some sort of an ivory color. This is how far I've gotten on it. Not too far, but I thought that was a decent start. And even though this is Pictures Plus, I am doing 2/1 on this 18 count to make it a little bit thicker. I think they even said on 14 count they were using 3 strands over 1 on their pattern, so they must want it to be thick. And then the last thing I just started on June 20th, which was just 3 days ago, and it is a seasonal sampler. It doesn't really have a name. It's from this book by Emma Congdon, Cross Stitch for the Earth. It looks like this. So I'm starting with the summer section and stitching each one during its corresponding season. And I am, of course, working on that currently. This is how far I am. So I haven't worked on that yet today, but I should work on that a little bit. So this is 2 days of work. 20th, 21st, 3 days of work. Maybe 2 or 3 days. And this, of course, is the pattern from the book, so I don't know any percentages. But it's a really fun pattern to stitch, even with just this much stitch so far. And that is it. That was 54 WIPs. I am going to film another video soon in the next, before July, because I'm going to do a special Christmas in July stitching. I'm pretty much only going to stitch on Christmas stuff this whole month. So I have a few projects I'm going to rotate through, and most of them will be new starts. I will put that up here soon to show you what my plans are. That'll just be a short extra video. And then yeah, I have actually quite a few planned. Like, I have everything for it. I have the fabric for it. I have, well, there's a lot of kits, so I have the kit or the fabric ready. I just have to figure out when I'm going to start it. I know I've done a lot of new starts lately, and I don't really want to do too many more right now, but I also just want to get them started and then put them in the rotation, so I don't know exactly when I'm going to do it. There's a few more full coverage, like I said, a lot of kits, and some other smaller ones that I want to start. So I'll tell you, it is 29 more planned, and that might be this year, or it might be not until next year. We'll see. And then I will have way too many WIPs, so I don't need to start too much more after that, or in between. But with stitch alongs, you never know, right? So that is enough for now. We are over an hour, which I think is a long enough video. I will see you guys in my next video. Have a good day. Bye.